Feature Friday.
The freshest.
You know, this. I'll give you a little fun fact. It's been 18 years since Jessi debuted.
That is absolutely insane.
Crazy. And this is actually, given of what she's spoken about in this track, I mean, we haven't heard the track, I haven't looked at the lyrics, just kind of some of the press releases and some of the stuff that you guys send us. And it is kind of this idea of, we kind of are all obsessed with taking pictures and smartphones and all that stuff.
Yep.
So we kind of all living to create memories that we can take pictures of, not really memories that we can live. And that seems to be the theme of the song. However, we'll try and interpret things as we go. As always, we're going to go pretty deep. And I do recommend you, if you haven't heard the song, do go hear it first. And then you can kind of enjoy the analysis and the breakdown.
That's right.
But should be fun. Let's give it a watch.
Okay. Ooh, girl. Damn.
Holy shit.
Lights, camera, action.
Okay.
Ooh, come on! Let's talk about editing in the video. That's insane. Can I go watch that again? That's a great sequence. Do it again.
I wouldn't mind watching that twice.
Lights, camera, action.
Nice!
You looking at my PIC. I know. Zoom in, zoom out.
Okay.
Zoom in, zoom out. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. Okay, baby,
That is sick. I love how she is able to find the perfect balance between Korean and English in the rhyming phrases.
I think also
that
she's-
is so clever.
I think also she's been one of those sort of leaders in the terms of rap, of sort of pop rap, that where she can become onomatopoeic and sort of as rhythmical as possible with the combination of both languages while maintaining meaning, but also maintaining this capability for international people
Yeah.
who may not understand Korean like us to have at
Keep
least
you hooked.
at least the onomatopoeic reference. It sounds quite good. You know what I mean?
That's right. Even if you don't speak Korean, you'll find yourself trying
The
to
syllabic nature of the
yeah.
language will allow you to pang pa pang ga ga. It
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
gives you
yeah.
that ability. Yeah.
That's right.
feel like $1,000,000, yeah. Must be that $1,000,000, yeah. 오늘따라 빛이 나. Selfie 착각하면 빛이 나.
See the beat is
Yeah.
so well.
Shit, know you like that? 오지마, 악물지는 않을게. Yeah, it's like that. Hey, hey, pretty little thing. Do your thing, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
두 사진 찍기 위해서
She looks
It's a
amazing.
good transition.
너보는 네 맘 알아.
I.
우리 모두 관심 받기 위해 살아.
That's an outfit, mate.
I lights, camera, action, baby. I see you looking at my BIC. I know. 그게 땡겨 좀 더 땡겨 봐봐 기도 차지.
땡겨.
Zoom in,
Zoom out. Zoom in. What the fuck? Zoom out.
zoom out. Okay, baby, 확하게 확대 확실하게. Do you like all my clothes?
I mean,
in my
to be
bag?
completely
I freaking
honest,
love that.
this is one of those videos that, I mean, it does certainly does have that sort of viral potential and that sort of virality aspect of it. But just the fashion and the styling of this bloody video is.
I love the filtering of the cinematography, the filming itself so far. Like even the filtering of the camera, you get a grainy filtering through, so it gives a bit of like a vintage aesthetic look, but at the same time it's very trendy and very fresh and relatable to today's music
Yeah,
videos.
that's right. It seems the cinematography behind the video was sort of more approaching the manner of. We're trying to make this as sort of cinematic as possible, but also that it's accessible or realistically enough that you would see it like on a TikTok.
That's right. It's kind of like if Marilyn Monroe made rap music today.
You mean?
You know,
that
like in
style
like the
of filter?
visual
I
aesthetic.
see it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Not the styling, not the song itself, but there's like certain like 1950s Hollywood to the whole filtering of the camera and even the color palette itself.
Okay.
Especially in the part which is like in the focus where they're trying to take selfies and pictures of her.
It's probably good details. I'll bring
Yeah.
that up in the big screen. I think those are the names of the dancers. Like Rian,
Oh yeah,
Moana,
because I
Pearl.
think they might be the girls from
Street Woman Dancer.
Dancer,
or
Fighter,
Street Fighter woman.
Street Woman Fighter.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense, right?
Apologies, I didn't have the time to watch the show. I just saw snippets and bits and bobs, and you guys keep sending me like.
And the cold-blooded music video was
Yes,
so
good
iconic
stuff.
for that. Yeah. Strict Woman Fighter. I think that's the name of the show.
확하게 확대 확실하게. Do you like all my clothes in my bags? 손 입고 가방 a bear.
Nice, come on.
One sec.
Fucking fabulous.
Why you like it when I'm sad or mad? I don't give a cause I'm a bear. Bitch, 나는 wishlist. 항상 earpick 물어보지 좀 언니 뭐야 lipstick. It's funny how you always talking money but always playing the devil. Use a body back in your moment for money.
The visual layering, dude.
Oh, she a cutie with a booty booty. Screenshot 저장해 놔둘래? Goddamn 실화냐? 허리 둘래?
See what I mean? It's like the combination between Korean and English. It's actually to a certain extent quite unfair because you know what I mean.
Gives her such an advantage.
Yeah, it's such
rhythmically
it's so
speaking.
advantageous syllabic and rhythmically into rap. I've always said this, and perhaps if you have never heard Korean rap, I mean, obviously you're listening to it now, but I would recommend you to go as deep as like Korean drill because it really does highlight sort of the beauty and the magic that of this due to the syllabic nature that Korean has naturally intertwined in the language. It seems rapping. It was just a thing of time.
And it's crazy though because you have so much of that, like it gives an unfair advantage rhythmically
Yeah.
to what they can do that I don't think any other language can use possess it.
Well, at least it
to
doesn't
that
sound
manner.
as cool. At least to my ears, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really cool because she's obviously also playing like the beginning of the second verse was also playing with the break just before it and is giving you that breath effect, and then just bringing it back with the even more and he's giving you more punch when she comes back into this second verse
And
It's
that,
really
that kind
sick.
of typical, you know, that kind of typical New York
Yeah.
drag of tempo. You saw it, you know, very
like that cross phrasing that's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
common in New York.
New York rap. Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
Nice.
Cheese. A couple of pics and a couple of flicks. Yeah.
And then she can also do this, you know.
Action, baby. I see you looking at my PIC.
So she basically has some of Korea's best dancers for life.
It's just
Zoom out.
Zoom in. Zoom out. Okay. Zoom in.
Yeah, I recognize some of them.
yeah. See this look right here. That's what I'm talking about. So you see the filtering of the camera and
Boss
the
bitch.
and the actual color palette that they're going for here is actually so a lot of that vintage.
Maybe not vintage, but wouldn't you say perhaps more stereotypically the behind the scenes? The what do you call camerinos in English?
The dressing rooms,
Yeah, like
the
that typical
green room.
Yeah, like the typical green room look with the lighting. But don't you think they went more for that rather than the vintage?
No, because there's like a certain glam aspect to this particular take.
Right.
That even with the details of like the bling and the lights in the background, how the blur behind her, I find that there's a lot of like 1950s Hollywood being reflected here. There's tiny influences. I'm not saying that the whole thing was based on that.
Because it strikes me more as early 2000s with that type of bling bling and that type
But
of...
that comes from 1950s Hollywood, and it evolved into what
Really?
we see. Yeah,
Bloody hell.
absolutely.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
Yeah,
play, mate. Anyways,
no
go on.
problem. This is a sick video, though. I like it.
Oh my god, I'm such a catfish.
I love it because that was Sai in the picture, by the way. That was Sai's face.
Put it back.
Oh my god, I'm such a catfish.
Very tough. But that's quite funny as well because usually really good looking women do also kind of think that as well about themselves, which is fucking ironic.
But she is absolutely
Here's what I
stunning.
think essentially as well. It's quite interesting because she is obviously playing, you know, satirically about the whole thing. But at the same time, it's also like conveying that message of, because you're seeing a duality, right? You're seeing that kind of pre-chorus section where she becomes a bit more vocally and melodic, and then it goes back to that kind of trap hip hop idea. But the trap hip hop is more like the public persona.
Yeah,
right? This is
that's
the TV
right.
personality. This is the Jessi that nothing can hurt you.
The disruptive one,
Yeah.
the empowering one.
Exactly. I am who I am, and I will continue to be that in front of the cameras. And then you have this other, because no one is just one layer. Everyone's multiple layers of different sides of personalities, and it seems then they're much more sort of a, what would you call it, sweeter side to Jessi on the video, at least. It kind of is thinking in a much more retrospective sense. It's like, yeah, we see why do we seem to love it, but at the same time I would love my space, but I wouldn't. But
Yes.
I kind of still need it, and then that kind of battle of the ego come in,
Brilliant, yes.
and if you actually look at it from a psychological perspective, we're kind of looking at this sense of like your shadow self, which is like a Jungian principle of like why do I need attention and fame
That's
and
right.
money, but then essentially I know that that's kind of twisted and perverted.
That's right. That's
The
right.
idea is quite corrupted, and then it kind of becomes into one person, which is this person here,
Yeah.
who's able to deal with it
Wait, oh my god, I'm such a cat.
through comedy,
That's right.
right?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Overall, that's why I see that's why art overall is so important in the development on humanity overall, because it helps you see things from so many different perspectives in a lighthearted manner, with catching up to super trendy lyrics, and you're caught into the whole idea. I love that this song is not just a superficial level of a track.
It can be seen like that though, and I would imagine as well that it probably will go viral for the superficiality and virality aspect of it.
That's right.
But if you actually look a bit deeper, I think, I could be interpreting this as well. It's happened before. I think there's much more to the song than it actually does seem to have in face value. Let us know what you thought about it, guys.
Does this come with an album? Have you heard it? Let us know down below.